Good morning and welcome to EC4G Thoughts and Expressions. This is Lady Latrice. I haven't been with you guys in a very long time. Last time you guys heard from me, I said that I was going on a vacation, not to anywhere, just a personal mental vacation so that I can regather myself. I really enjoy doing this podcast. I absolutely do. But there is a lot of work that goes into preparing because I take it very seriously what it is that I do. I'm not just trying to gain subscribers and gain likes and follows on the different platforms that I use. I'm seriously doing this because I am a disciple of Christ. And I strongly believe in trying to bring people to the awareness of who he is and how great he is in all things that I do. So when I do this podcast, I'm very, I do a lot of research into the study before I actually commit pen to paper and then words to video or to recordings. So right now, as you guys are listening, I am currently recording this podcast verbally as well as on video. You guys can check it out on Spotify, the video. You can listen to it on multiple platforms, especially the Apple Podcast, but there's other platforms as well. And you can also follow me on EC4G Life. That is my YouTube channel. I post these recordings as well as other recordings. I'm going to go branch more into health and lifestyle, I believe, on that channel. But you can check out these videos on that channel as well. So it was a lot of different avenues in which I was going to go in regards to this podcast, you guys. However, I want to keep it as short as I possibly can because my children are home from school for the summer and they're loud, okay? And trying to get a moment where they're not downstairs making background noise is very difficult. So if you guys hear a scream or something like that, that's probably my second to the youngest son. He's extremely dramatic. He's my dramatic child. So if you hear a scream, just, forgive me in advance, you guys. So I wanted to open this up with a little bit of, stuff that is trending, things that are, in the news right now. I wanted to call awareness to because I believe in the protection of children and the safety of children. I was looking this morning online and I saw that there was a girl by the name of Armina. I did not see her last name on that post. However, her name is Armina. She's a beautiful black, chocolate brown girl, and she has long, dark black hair. Believe that it was black. She's 13 years old, you guys. 13 years old, and she is missing. She's been missing for 10 days, and her family obviously are extremely concerned and extremely worried. She was last seen at Nathan Court at Peckenham in Melbourne's East on May 26th. And Armina is about 5'7". She, like I said, she has long black hair. She's chocolate skin, beautiful chocolate skin. If you have any information or anything in regards to this girl missing, please contact Packenham Police and let them know so that we could get this girl back home to her family and to the arms of those who love her. Okay? So, I just had to say that up front because just to think of a child missing, goodness, it's very difficult. So I just wanted to say that because anybody, everybody needs to speak, especially when it comes down to our people. And when I say that, I mean my people because I am African American. Native American. Got a little Caucasian mixed in me, but I predominantly am African American. And I know a lot of times our voice, our issues, our concerns gets pushed up under the rug for things that may be more popular and more, trending. So I wanted to make sure that I got her information out there to you guys. So hopefully you return home, Armina. So last night, you guys, was the first night in 2 days that I had where it was a beautiful night's sleep. And it's a blessing that it was, because I woke up feeling super refreshed. I don't really feel that way now. I'm feeling a little sleepy right now, but I woke up feeling really refreshed. Uh, the last 2 nights have been extremely trying for me. And like I said, my second to the last son, Mr. Jeremiah, um, I call him Judah because he constantly makes me smile. He's a place of praise for me. I'm very thankful for my son. So, Judah, he not last night, but 2 nights before. So, the night before last, he I for some reason I go to bed early. I used to be a night owl. I used to stay up all night long, almost till sunrise. I'm not that anymore now that I have children. And I had just, but the other night, I guess because it's summer and I'm not having to get up and do the day to day routine as early to take the kids to school, I actually was a little bit of a night owl. I went to bed around 2 o'clock, a little bit after 2 o'clock. I am woken up at 3 by Judah. He woke me up and with the knock at the door. Now, my husband was sleep to the world, was not even concerned with waking up because he himself had been up quite late, later than me. I went to sleep before him. So I hear a knock at the door and I'm saying to myself, you're half asleep. You're like, what? I know I'm hearing things. And then I hear it again and again and again. Now, this is not the first time he's done that. So, of course, I knew exactly who it was. I went to the door, and, of course, it was Judah. So he proceeds to tell me, "Hey, mom, fully awake, like it's morning time." He's just full of full of life. He's like, "Hey, mom, my TV went off." So I go upstairs and I fix that. I come back downstairs. Am I able to go back to sleep? Absolutely not. I'm up. So my sleep was messed up that night, you guys. Okay, night before last, second night in a row, I went to bed again around 1 o'clock, a little bit after 1 o'clock. And when I woke up, when I went to sleep, I did get a few hours of sleep, maybe about 3 hours of sleep. I was waking again by Judah, but let me tell you how. So I hear this screaming and crying. And he's like I said, he's my son that is the dramatic. He can be on every soap opera that ever existed. He's full of drama. Um, he exaggerates everything. But I'm hearing him crying, and when he cries, it's like he can go from laughing 1 minute and it's like, oh, he just knows how to turn it on. Okay. So I'm hearing him crying, and I'm saying, okay, what's going on? Now, usually when he cries in the middle of the night, like I said, my husband stays up late. What he'll do is when he tries to stay up, he'll come downstairs while everybody is asleep with my husband and try to stay up with my husband. When my husband sends him to bed, he starts to cry. So I was assuming that is what was going on. I was like, okay, Jordan must have sent him to bed. He's feeling, upset, and he's crying. So I didn't move. I continue to hear the crying, and I'm saying to myself, okay, if he doesn't stop, he's going to wake the whole household up. And then that's just going to be a whole another issue within itself, right? So I finally get up. I go to the bathroom, and while I am using the bathroom, I hear the crying some more, and I'm like, oh my goodness gracious. So I finish up my duties, and I go and I peep out the door, and I ask my husband, I was like, Jeremiah is crying, Judah is crying. Why are you not, did you send him to bed? Is that why he's acting like that? Here's the crazy part. Now, like I said, 2 nights in a row, Mr. Jula has kept me up, right? The crazy part is my husband was like, no, he didn't come down here. And I was like, well, he's crying. Why? And he's like, he's not crying. I don't hear anything. Okay. Now, I heard him while I was sleeping. I got up to go urinate and I hear him again. So I was like, okay, I came back in the room. I sat down and I said, no, 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 let me go check on him. Maybe my husband is distracted with the TV. Let me go and check on him and see what's going on with him. I go up to his room, open his door. He is knocked out. I mean, laid out. Okay, laid out. The type of sleep where some drool is coming out the mouth, right? He's laid out sleep. So I'm like, well, what is going on? And then I said to myself, well, maybe I was dreaming. I don't know how I was dreaming. I guess I was in some good sleep and I didn't even realize that I was so in my dream that I heard him in my dream and I slept. I was still sleepy and groggy when I went to the bathroom and I still heard him even as I was using the bathroom. I don't know. It's one of those things that you can't explain, but it's crazy enough where I'm saying only for me would that happen. I have natural happenstances where things that are kind of unexplained come my way, but I always try to function in the spiritual realm, so it doesn't baffle me when they come because God gives me discernment and understanding on a lot of different things. But this right here, I was like, I don't know what that was about. But like I said, even and he woke me up in the literal sense, and I'm like, even when he sleep, that boy is he's disrupting my sleep. So, like I said, last night, I got a decent amount of sleep. I am going to take a nap though before oh goodness gracious. You know what, you guys, I forgot to tell my husband to turn off the potatoes. You guys give me just a second. I'm going to go to break because I got to let him know because I'm making some potato salad later and I don't like no mushy potato salad. So hold yourself, okay? Hold on just a second. Okay, you guys, so I am back. Luckily, I have a husband that is a blessing to my soul and my life. And he had turned them off, so I didn't have to worry about it. I didn't even have to break from you guys. But I am back now, full effect. So that was my night's sleep. I woke up, felt refreshed. My refreshed only lasted very momentarily. A lot of that has to do with the fact that I'll stay fatigued all the time, and I'll go into my journey a little bit more on this episode because the very first episode that I did of podcasting, I tried to introduce you guys to me a little bit, let you know exactly what my story was, what led me to the road of Christ that I'm on, my awareness of God's goodness. I exposed you to my story, my journey, my testimony. But it's been a long time since I've done that. And it's been a long time since I've been with you guys speaking now. So I figured this episode was going to be called Let Me Reintroduce Myself. Okay, let you guys know exactly my story again. So I'm going to be giving you a little bit of that a little bit later on in this. But right now, let's talk about my birthday. It's Gemini season, you guys. Yes, I am a Gemini. Gemini. And I know when people hear Gemini, they automatically think that you're full of drama or you flip flop with your emotions and all that stuff. I can't say that's 100% inaccurate. But I'm not two-faced. What I will say is that I have learned through my journey because my father was a Gemini, my grandfather was a Gemini. I have a son that's a Gemini, and one of my closest friends, she's a sister, my sister in Christ. She is a Gemini. Actually, it's even more funny is that we met in an experience at church with God. And it was a beautiful experience. I remember her. She had just came to the church. She came in. She I was on one end of the pew. There was nobody else on the pew but me and her. She sat on the complete opposite end of the pew, and she kept kind of like moving over and moving over. And towards the end, she was just like, there, she told me, she said, there, I had to come to know you. There was this light that was shining above your head that drew me to you. And ever since then, we've been friends. And now the friendship has just gotten deeper, and it's no longer a friendship. It's a sisterhood, my sister in Christ, my fam. Her birthday is one day before mine. So I know quite a few Geminis. Okay. Now what I have learned with Geminis is that there does seem to be, from my experience, a vast difference between male Geminis and female Geminis. Now, the thing that male Geminis have in common, female Geminis have in common with, is the fact that, yes, we are emotional beings. Yes, we are. I think that the male emotional is more on the, how shall I say it? More on the lines of, they can see red quickly. Okay. And when they do, it's like, it ain't no backtracking. It's like, I'm all the way there. Good luck getting me from there. Okay. With the we of women, we are more emotional. On the emotional side, it's easy to hurt our feelings. But if you do, good luck pulling us back in, you know. But it is Gemini season, as my friend, my sister says. She enjoys her birthday because she gets to wild out. Me, honestly, you guys, I haven't had a birthday experience. Wow, I have not had a birthday experience since I was 12. I have not. The last party I had was 13, and it was horrible, and it made me cry, and I was upset that day, so I never had a party after that. I'm a grown woman now, so if someone wanted to have a party for me, thank you, and I will welcome it. But as a kid, as a teenager, I don't want no parts in it. I didn't. But my family would always, take me out to eat. We would have something. But as far as now, my adulthood, my birthday has gotten overshadowed by the fact that my son, his birthday is 3 days before mine, and so I call him like my baby, my twin, because he's 3 days before me, right? So because of that, of course, all my focus goes on him around that time, trying to prepare, make sure that his day, his special time is perfect. So mine's has just gotten pushed to the back burner, and it's kind of like, oh, happy birthday, whatever. But I would like for this birthday to be special. Why, you guys? Let me get myself together. Goodness, this lighting is bad. Forgive me. And I'm not a makeup girl. You see, I got my gloss on and a little liner. That's pretty much it. I don't like putting a whole lot of makeup on. If it's a really special occasion, then I will. Otherwise, I'm not interested in it. Okay, I ain't got time, especially in this heat, to be trying to wipe down beads of brown sweat from the makeup, or take all that stuff off at night. It's just I ain't got time for it. Okay, you guys, I got too many kids. So, but your girl, I am turning the big 40. I'm turning 40 years old this year, you guys. And when I turned 30, the thought of turning 40 was like, wasn't far, but it was very unnerving for me. I wanted to be able to turn 40, because that means you're still here and God is still blessing you with each day. But I was scared, like, dang, okay, I don't want to think about being old, because I don't know, it's just a lot of things that you think of when you get old. A lot of people just kind of get cast to the side as they get old. Functionalities slow down and everything. So it's like, I was like, ugh. Now that I'm knocking on 40, knock, right? Now that I'm knocking on 40, I'm actually looking excited. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for this new chapter in my life. I'm excited for the new beginnings that God has been presenting to me. and what he's been putting on me, I'm feeling charged and ready for 40. So um, I want to get into it. I'm saying to myself, okay, I want to have a good time. I want to, I'm not a club girl. I ain't never been a club girl, even when I was younger, when you expected clubs. I do like a nice lounge. But I'm new. I've relocated, so I'm not really familiar with the areas. I think it's more bars out here than it is lounges. Um, I'm fine with having a nice dinner with my kids, and then I want to have some time, just me and my husband, at some time doing something that's outside the house, just for, you know, look, here's the thing, you guys. Every parent that is hearing the sound of my voice understands exactly what it is that I'm about to say. We love our children. We'll go above and beyond for our children. We wake up in the morning, we do what we got to do. We go to bed, we do what we got to do. However, there is always a need, daily really, that at some point in the day you carve out some time that's just about being an adult. And I don't mean being an adult in as far as like chores and tasks and things like that. I am talking about being an adult as far as like remembering what your name was before it was mom, what your name was before it was dad, and just rediscovering yourself. Is you, for example, okay, for example, I had my first son when I was 19 years old. I went into full-fledged mom mode. Um, Trees didn't exist anymore. It was all about trying to make sure that although I made a misstep having him a little bit earlier than what I had in my life's journey plan, I wanted to make sure that his life was everything that it should be, and he didn't make the same missteps I made. So I went all in, and it wasn't about me anymore. Okay, so I left me behind back then. And I was not focused on what I just said to you as far as like remembering who you are outside of being mom. I was not focused on that. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just trying to make sure that I didn't mess up. Oh, goodness, God, I didn't, you guys forgive me. Forgive me. I need a little bit more gel on my hair, but it is what it is. I'm loving my twist. It took me forever to put my twists in, you guys, but I'm loving them. And I love the fact that, you don't really have to do anything. Put a little oil in your hair and keep it going. But anyway, like I said to you guys, okay, so I was all in on being a mom, put myself to the side. Fast forward to where I am now. I was 19 then. I am turning 40 this year. Okay, so that's 21 years ago. And I'm not the same young girl that I was when I was 19 years old. And if I had, for a long time, like I said, I didn't tap in with myself. I didn't tap in at all with myself. If I'd never tapped in between 19 and 40, you wouldn't even know who you are anymore as a person. You wouldn't even know who you are anymore, because all you would identify as is mom or wife or husband or dad. That's all you would identify as, because you didn't check in with yourself along the way. So I think that it is critical just for your own self growth, your own journey outside. Your children are a part of your journey. They are not just your journey. So it is very important that you check in and tap in with yourself. Take time for yourself. Take moments to breathe and exhale, get out, get some vitamin D. At night for me, I put the children down, or me and my husband, I don't want to take anything away from him. Me and my husband, we put our children down, and for him, his relaxation is he'll go chill, and he loves football, playing the video with the NFL, whatever that is. I don't like it, but anyway, he plays it. That's his wind down from the day. I love the fact that I got a husband that loves to do a lot of self-care routines. So after he does that, he goes in the bathroom, he does his self-care, gets himself straight and everything. I love that I have a man that is about take the upkeep of himself, because a lot of men, they scratch their butt and they think that that's enough. He takes time for himself. I have learned to take time for myself. And I'm saying this to you guys so that you guys will remember to take time for yourself. There's nothing wrong with it. You shouldn't feel guilty for it. It is okay to just take a moment to inhale and exhale and say your name while you're doing it. Say your name while you're doing it so you can remember, hey, I am not just the title that I was given by life. I am not just a CEO. I am not just a parent. I am not just dot dot dot. I am me. And say your name so that you can remind yourself of who you are, and take time to relearn yourself every single day. Do something, a little something to just remind you of who you were, who you are, and then learn something more to add to your portfolio of who you are. Add to your portfolio of you, is what I'm saying. I like to go after I put the kids to bed. I vibe out. I have my own little lounge, you guys. I will run myself. I have like a little sauna like tub. I'll run. Well, it's not sauna. Let me not do too much. It's a deep tub. Um, and I put like my candles all around it. I put my essential oils in it. You know, my shea oils and everything in the water. My bubble bath. Um, my Epsom salt, because girls back be okay, you guys. So I do that. I light my incense. I put, like I said, I put candles around the bath, but I put candles around the whole bathroom because I'm creating a mood. A mood. Do you understand me, you guys? And I turn on. Honestly, shout out to Boney James. A lot of times I will turn him on because I don't want to hear, I just want to hear tranquility and a vibe. I be catching a vibe with it. You understand? So that's what I do. That helps pull me back out of mommy mode and, oh, I got to do. And it just reminds me it's okay to relax. That is therapeutic. That is therapeutic. Taking a moment to yourself. So I do that. So I just wanted to say that to you guys so that you guys can remember to remember you. Okay. So and anybody else that is with the Geminis, shout out to you guys. It is all about us this month. Yes. So on to the next topic. Before I do that, let me take a little quick sip. Yes, silence for the sip. Speaking of, well, I'll go into that in a minute, you guys, okay? I drink out of this all day long. And if you guys, obviously, you guys are listening to me on the podcast right now. If you want to know what I'm talking about, then go and listen. Like I said, you can go and watch this video on YouTube at EC4G Life, or you can also go and check it out on Spotify as I take my other sip. And I'll let you know what I'm sipping on in a minute. Okay, you guys? I want to talk about this real quick, you guys. And I'm going to do this. Let me see. How do you talk about a circumstance without coming off as judgy? Because I'm not judgy. To each his own. I do have my own personal opinions about things. Doesn't mean that I'm casting judgment. It's just something I wouldn't do, or something that's not in my. It just ain't something I would do. But if you choose to do it, more power to you. It's not, as long as it's not affecting me and mine, I'm good, right? But here's the thing, you guys. Let me adjust this a little. Here's the thing. So my niece, which is more like a sister to me because we're only 5 years apart. As I used to say, and used to say all the time, I came from old egg, old sperm. My parents were older when they had me. So by the time they had me, my brother was an adult and he had my niece. So we're 5 years apart. So we grew up together every summer, all throughout the time she was with me. And my mother used to foster children, so it was all of us together. And so she, even though she was my niece, she really is like a sister to me. Okay, it's weird that I'm her auntie. It's weird, but it's a truism. So anyway, she came to visit me, which was such a total blessing to me because we moved recently. Okay, that's a little bit better. We moved recently, and when we moved, that in itself, I'm pretty sure I spoke on one of the podcasts before, but that in itself was a testimony and to being obedient to Christ. Um, but we moved, and I didn't think I was going to really see any of my family again because my family is not the type that likes to travel. They just don't. They are very well. Yeah, they don't. For like out of state, they'll travel to, within the state, but out of state. So I had kind of came to the conclusion and understanding that I may not get to see my family in the flesh. Oh, excuse me, you guys. I told you I was sleepy. I may not be able to get my family in the flesh for a long time. Excuse me, you guys. Um, but she came and visited us, and I love her. I love her husband. I love her baby. Um, it was fun times for us. We all, her and her friend and all it was a good time. Okay. Very good time. Family, very good family time. The second day that we went to a water area, like a water amusement park. Well, it's like a water, like a water park. That's okay. A water park. We went to a water park, and my husband and I had went to go down to the water with our younger children so that we can let them, put their little feet in the water. They don't know how to swim yet, but we were just going to let them put their little feet in the water. And while we were down there, my husband points out to me that he had noticed a young, well, not young, an older woman. Well, I don't know if older is right because I'm not old. She looked like she was about our age, early, like late 30s, early 40s. She looked like she was. And mind you, this is a family park, but it's predominantly children, teenagers that's there. And it is packed. When we see her, I will compliment. She had, in my eyes, a very beautiful physique. I like, my personal preference is to have. I think that it's beauty in thickness. I think it's beauty in. I think is a women are beautiful regardless of what size you are, thin or large. I really do, and it's not just. I hate it when people say, "Oh, she's got a pretty face." Like just because you're larger, that doesn't mean your body can be pretty. Just your face can be pretty, and that's just such a fallacy. I'm not gonna. I hate to hear that because it's so much more to a woman's physique than just her face. And to think that the only time that she can be beautiful is if she's tiny or if she has no stretch marks or no excess meat and stuff, excess weight, then that's the only time that she can be beautiful. It's just stupid. I like to see a woman with her weight. Now me personally, as you can see, I'm not small. I'm not small. I'm not extremely large, but I'm not small. Um, I don't know. I'm a plus size girl, but I'm not extremely plus size. That's the best way I could say it. I toggle between like a 1X to a 2X. Now I have to do the 2X because I'm endowed up top. But anyway, um, we see a girl that's like got some meat on her bones and a lot of meat in her backside. Like it was tribal, you guys. It was rotund, right? And my husband pointed it out to me because he was saying, this is, he was kind of taken aback, not in a judgy way, just in a shocked way, because we're in this park with all these children and she's wearing a bathing suit that you would think. My first thought was when I saw the bathing suit was like a honeymoon. We go on vacation and we in our own little, like when you got your own little private like beach area and stuff like that, and you're trying to look all cute for your man and stuff and everything. That's what I thought of initially because there was no real bikini in the back. I mean, I couldn't see one, and I'm assuming it was because she was blessed back there. So the bikini that she did have on was not there. It disappeared in the blessing, as I'll say. It disappeared in the blessing. You guys. Um, so my husband was taken a little bit aback, and I was too. That, and he was like, this is a child area. I would have thought that she wouldn't have wanted to do that. Um, the woman, now keeping it, but the woman seemed like she was trying to catch. She wasn't thinking she was trying to catch. She was trying to catch. I'm gonna just be straight with that. And so that posed the question to me that said, what is appropriate? Because and I guess that's a discretionary question, because to each person the answer will probably be different. I saw this morning when I was looking online about a woman who, I don't know if she's suing Disney or if she was just, oh no, she was asking for people to boycott Disney because she had went to, she was trying to attempt to go into Disney, and the security had did a dress code check on her and said that she was inappropriately dressed, and in order, according to her, in order for her to enter into the facility, that she needed to go and buy a t-shirt and cover up. And the woman was simply wearing, well, she was wearing a crop top that had, some of her stomach out and everything. So they told her it wasn't appropriate for Disney wear. Excuse me, you guys. They told her it wasn't appropriate for Disney. Then they asked her to please go and cover up. So I said, well, dang, well, what is appropriate? And I'm asking you guys that. In your opinion, what is appropriate? Okay? What is appropriate to you guys? You guys can leave your comments on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Like I said, EC4G Life. You can leave your comments on what you believe is appropriate. When is it okay? Let me see. I'm gonna give you a scenario to see what do you guys think? Do you believe there should be a dress code at Disney? If you are paying your money to go into a park, should it matter how you were dressed going into that park? Yes or no? Now, I'm gonna give my opinion is I think it depends on what the park is, but we are specifically talking about the Disney park on this one. And like I told you guys, the water park that we had went to. Do you think it's appropriate when there are children around, you guys? And message, let me know. Hit my comments on my page on YouTube, and let me know what you guys think. When there are children around, should there be a dress code? Should there be a dress code? And what is appropriate? Okay? So I'm going to take another quick little break right here, and then we will keep going. We'll be back, okay? Okay, you guys, and we are back. All right. I know I probably look crazy on this thing. I don't know why my voice is trying to go out. It's probably because I'm tired. I'm tired, okay? But I'm sleepy too, you guys, and I'm not photogenic. My husband, he's gonna eventually get yeah, you see I need to do some arm exercises. Ask me if I care, okay? I do my exercises though. I got what is this thing called? It's from a company called Sunny, and it's a squat machine. And when I say that thing works my legs, my butt, my stomach, and everything out, I'm not playing. Like, and they tell you, they recommend you, and they tell you that you could literally only do like 30 of them a day. And if you want to, you could break them up 10 at a time throughout the day, and you're good. Just to get your body moving and everything. It is very effectual. So shout out to Sunny. Equipment. It's bars. It's like got the handlebars like a bicycle, but you pull up, so your body is constantly doing like this, and it makes you pull all the way up to standing position, and then squat all the way down into squat position. And it's not easy. Okay, so but I am back. And like I said, before the break, I asked you guys what is appropriate to you guys, and I want you guys to let me know what you believe is appropriate. Goodness, you guys. Pause for the cause. Let me get my hair together, you guys. How I look. Okay. So like I told you guys, I told you I was going to let you know what was in this drink that I drink. I drink this every morning, not just in the morning time. I oftentimes drink it throughout the day. If I'm not drinking it, I'm usually drinking water. If I'm not drinking water, then I'm usually drinking a protein shake to try to, keep my endurance up throughout the day. But I primarily start with this. Why do I start with this? Because I suffer with inflammation in my back. My back hurts all the time. As I take a sip, my back hurts all the time. My legs hurt all the time. All throughout the day, I'll have pain, more so in my legs, but sometimes it's also in my arms too. Hurts, and I deal with numbness and things of that nature. So I need things that's going to be a remedy, and I don't always want to take pills. Now, before we moved, I've been telling my family and friends before we moved, I wasn't taking ibuprofen because even though I had been prescribed that by doctors, I wasn't taking that because as much pain as I was dealing with on a regular basis, I felt like ibuprofen would be actually detrimental and damaging. Taking that much, that often, like liver damage and things of that nature. So I was taking Tylenol because that seemed to be about the safest, most recommended that I had heard. That's not for me to, that's not an endorsement, you guys. Check with your own doctors about your own stuff. Don't say, oh, well, Layla Tree said, because I'm not saying that to you guys. I'm telling you what it was for me. Okay. So I was taking on average between 6 to 8 Tylenol every single day. If I knew I had to go to the store before I would even leave out the door, I was popping Tylenol so that by the time I actually got to the store, it would be worked in and I could actually stand up and walk long enough to go through the store and do the shopping without being in extreme pain. I wanted a different resolution. God gave me that resolution. Like I said, everything that I'm saying to you doesn't necessarily mean that it will work for you, but I thank God that it worked for me. And I do hope, and I do really do hope and pray that anybody that's listening to this, if you try it, I really hope that it helps you. If it doesn't completely eradicate it, it will definitely, hopefully help with your pain. Okay, so I have to give a shout out to Mrs. Tabitha Brown. She is she on one of her YouTube episodes. She was saying that she would drink water, and she would put. I believe it was her. If I'm shouting out the wrong person, I'm sorry, but I believe it was her because I watch her all the time because she's just got such a beautiful soul. But anyway, she was saying that she would take in her water. Sometimes she would put turmeric, ginger, and I believe she said a little bit of lemon. Maybe she didn't say the lemon. I think maybe she just said the turmeric and the ginger, but she did say that she would do that. If I'm quoting the right person, and I hope I am. Okay. So, and she said, her story is online as well. She was dealing with a lot of pain as well, and her story was pretty amazing because if it was not for that, see, hold on, pause for the cause, pause for the break in Christ, pause for, I just got to give God a praise break for a second because if she had not, I'm looking, I watch her pretty faithfully on YouTube, okay? And to see how her career, her family unit one is a blessing in itself because it's remained the same. And by that, I mean, her family is still intact. So even though all these things around her are changing for her in such a blessed way, her family is remaining intact. So that's God's hand all over her situation. But even on top of that, she's had a lot of dreams for herself and a lot of career goals for herself. And she gave voice to them on her channel, constantly talking about, what she wanted, but she didn't say it like, oh, okay, this is a dream of mine. She's just like, okay, it hasn't happened yet, but I know God is going to do it. She always gave him praise. And now I'm seeing how her career is skyrocketing. And it wasn't because producers or her agent put her up. It's because God put her up. And because she never forgot to give him praise in the little things. And now she's reaping the rewards. But the thing that was really incredible to me is that if it had not been for her, I mean, she was already acting. So I want to say that in advance. However, if it had not been for her health journey, she would not have did some of the things that she did as far as health choices. She's a vegan. And it turned her whole world around. And not only did it turn her health around, but it turned her life around. It opened up doors for her that she never thought were going to open as a result of becoming a vegan. But it opened up many, many doors for her. So I just wanted to say that to somebody that's listening on this podcast or watching me right now as I speak. Your circumstance may seem very, very difficult right now. You may not have any idea why you're going through exactly what it is that you're going through right now. But God does. You may feel like there's no light shining at the end of that tunnel. But trust me and believe, as you keep walking it and keep praising him and keep acknowledging him and keep doing what you're supposed to do, that dark is going to give way to gray, and that gray is going to give way to white, and that white is going to be light. You understand what I'm saying? So just keep on the path is what I'm saying to you guys. But anyway, I'm spaghetti, y'all. I am spaghetti, you guys. As you can see, I weave a whole lot of different directions to get right back to where I'm at. That's how I talk, and that's how I talk. Okay, but like I was saying, back again to the dream. I took what she was saying and I decided to try it. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't looking for it to really help me. I really wasn't. I just kind of was like, okay, well, I might as well try it. I don't want to keep having to take pain pills. So let me just go ahead and try it. And when I say that the first time I did it, immediately I felt a difference. When I tried it, I woke up with back pain. When the kitchen said, okay, I'm going to just go ahead and do it, see if it works. I started out by getting, you can find them in basically every grocery store that I've been to. I've noticed you can go and there's like these little shots, these little, they have Suja. The one that I drink is not Suja. Why am I not remembering what it is? I'm going to try to look it up for you guys. But they have like these little ginger turmeric shots. They also have like, they got multiple different type of shots for different type of things that you want to be able to do. And ginger shot. So I went and I got a couple of those and I said, okay, Vive. There you go. Vive Organic. That is what I started out with. Vive Organic. Immunity boost, okay, and it says I use the original. They have another one that has cayenne in it, but it's ginger and turmeric in it. I started out with that. I just got a glass of water, ice water, and I poured it in there, mixed it up. It was not the easiest thing for me to adjust to. I'll put it up to me. It was not the easiest thing for me to adjust to drinking at first. Ginger has a very dominant taste to it. However, now I drink it and it's no thing. I'm used to it now. But when I first started, just so you guys know, if you decide to try it, it can be a little discouraging. But your taste buds will adapt. And when you feel your body feeling a difference, if it works for you like it worked for me, when you feel your body having a difference, you will take that. You will be fine with that, okay? You will be willing to do that, okay? because you know it's something natural that's going into your body as opposed to medication. So I took it. My back was hurting. Like I said, I woke up with back pain. I took it. When I took it, I say maybe about 30, 45 minutes went by. I'm in the kitchen, I'm making breakfast, and then I realized, wait a minute, my back isn't hurting. I'm able to stand and I'm not hurting. And it was amazing for me. So from that, I started doing it on a daily basis. And what I did notice was on days that I forgot to do it, and I had now as long as I was sitting down, or laying down, excuse me, as long as I was laying down, I was okay. But when I stood up or when I sat up and everything, I had pain. I noticed when I forgot to take it. I noticed. Do you understand what I'm saying? I noticed the difference. So I noticed it yesterday. I had forgot to take it yesterday because I wanted to go to the farmers market, you guys, out here. And if anybody knows where a farmers market is near Dallas, Texas, please let me know because I have looked up plenty of them. I see them. A lot of them are offering like artistic type things, a little bit of fruits and vegetables. I want the fruits and vegetables. So if you guys know a bomb fruits and vegetables farmers market near Dallas, Texas, please hit me up and let me know. Okay. But anyway, like I said, I got up early going to farmers market and I forgot to grab my drink before I did, and I felt it. So on my health journey, I am noticing that God is allowing and revealing to me information that is exciting for me as well, and very informative. I'm a person who likes to soak up knowledge. I'm a learner. That's my thing. And I am noticing now that I have been researching and doing things, I am becoming more of a herbalist. I'm more into natural healing methods, methods through the foods that we eat and the things that we do. I'm noticing that that's more along the line I'm doing. So as a result, I haven't really had to take any medication, any pain medication in quite a while. It's been quite a while since I've had to take it consistently on a day-to-day basis. It's no longer me taking 6 to 8 pills a day. There are times, speaking truth, there are times where, like I said, if I forget to drink it, I'll take them because I'm hurting and I need that help immediately, you know. But there are also times, you guys, where like around that time of the month where this ain't happening. This drink ain't doing it. Okay, and just to let you guys know, this is not. This is more of a inflammation type pain helper. So it's not like, oh, I got a headache, let me go in and drink that. Now, maybe it does work for that. It has not worked for me on that plane. So for me, because my headaches are more hormonal, I have to take things like Midol and things of that nature to help me out. So when it comes down to headaches and things like that, yes, I'm still taking that, pain management, but I don't have them that often anymore because my lifestyle has changed. The things that my body is receiving from me has changed. Stressors have changed. So God is good, you guys. But for me, along my journey, I started out, like I said, with the Vibe Organics. I still do those every now and then, but now I've adjusted it. So I actually get my own turmeric powder. And what I do is I do a teaspoon of turmeric, and then I do a half a teaspoon of ginger. And I'm adding this to a full, what is this, 24 ounce? Yeah, a 24-ounce cup is what I do. So I put some ice in it. I fill it up to the top. I add the ginger. I add the turmeric, and then I add like a dash, maybe about a teaspoon of lemon juice, and then that's my base one. That's the everyday one. But every now and then I'll add it, like today. This one has everything that I just told you it has in it, but it also has, I put it in a blender. So I put everything in the blender, and then I chopped up a half a cucumber, and I added some pineapples to it and threw that in there as well. There are some times when I may add like a couple of drops, maybe about a half a teaspoon of honey. I don't do that on a regular basis, but I do that every now and then. I'm one of those people where like I could drink my tea straight. I don't need to have no the sugar supplements and everything, but every now and then I want it, so I add it because I can. Okay, and what that does is, like I said, it helps with inflammation, you guys. It also helps with it could help with that waistline and make it look nice and fine. You know, it will help with that, but you got to do your part too. So it's not just about, this ain't no magic cure, but it will help with that as well. If you add, when you're adding the cucumber and the pineapples, it will help with that. It helps with your skin. It's just multiple benefits to that, you guys. So you guys are my people. And I felt like, let me pass this on because this may bless somebody else, because it's definitely blessed me. So I hope that it does the same for you guys, okay? And when you looking good and you getting snatched and when you know, whatever, then you could roll on over to EC4G and EC4G Creations. Excuse me, you guys. You can head on over there to EC4GCreations.com after you get your body where you want it to look, or even before that, because it's a work in progress. And I go from my clothing is multi-dimensional in size and color. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you're done listening to this podcast, I want you to go ahead and check that out. EC4GCreations.com. Order, let people see what you're wearing, share the link with people so that they could order. I got babies that I need to support and everything. So any support that you guys give me, any love that you guys give me, will pour into the manifestation of what God has given me in this EC4G brand that I am developing, and it will also pour into my household, and it will be I will be tremendously grateful for that, you guys. So check out my t-shirts, my cups, my houseware. I have a few pants, but predominantly like t-shirts. Check them out, share them, and like I say on my page, and like I say when I'm advertising, anytime you put on anything that EC4G Creations provides, it is discipleship in everywhere. So if you're a shy girl like me and you don't just go up and talk to just anybody, you just put that on. If you want to do God's work, but you're scared because you don't have a voice, you just go, you put on one of my shirts, walk outside, go to the grocery store, wear it proud. And it's discipleship. Basically, you just, with discipleship, you just want to get somebody curious enough to look for themselves. So with the shirts, when you read the shirts, it's like, that's cute. Okay, well, what's this about? A lot of times I'll put like a scripture or something on there and everything, and it's like, I don't know scriptures like, oh, okay, this one says this one says that and everything. But what I will say is that when I see something, I will go look it up for myself. So my hopes is that it will spark curiosity in somebody, so that if they've never even read the word or they're not interested in it, they will see the passage, say, what does that say? Because it's not saying what it says. What does that say? Let me go look it up, get interested in the word, and keep it going from there. Discipleship in everywhere, you guys. Okay. So, lastly, and then also, you guys, like I just got through telling you guys about my drink that I'm drinking. I have EC4GLifestyle.com. That is a blog. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I haven't paid as much attention to that as I should. However, I'm trying to get back in the swing of that, and hopefully I'll be able to prosper with that a whole lot more on summer break. I'm just going to try and knock it out as much as possible. But on that, I will also be having health and lifestyle information, as well as catching a vibe. So check that out as well, you guys. And please share. Let people know about what is EC4G, okay? And what does EC4G stand for, you guys? Every creation for God, because that is my wish, okay? So can I take a breather, you guys? I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back with you guys very, very soon. All right. Okay, and we are back. I don't think I'm going to have any more commercials or any more breaks in between now and closing of this podcast episode. Like I told you guys, this episode is called Let Me Reintroduce Myself, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. Um, just a side note, I was looking while I was on break, and I had seen that Sierra had posted a video, a little clip of her, bringing it back to the goodies days. She was on top of a car and she was, popping it. And, Sierra ain't lost a step. She's still good at what she does. You understand? She was doing that. And the message read that it wasn't the fact that she was doing that caught the eyes of the Twitter, the people who were actually looking at it. What caught their attention was the gas prices, you guys. The gas prices. I don't blame them. I re-looked at the video after I seen the message, and I'm looking in the back. I see the gas prices, and the gas prices were ranging unleaded. Unleaded was like, I think it was like $6.49 or something like that. No, excuse me. Unleaded was $6.69 a gallon. And I think diesel was $6.99 a gallon. Almost $7, you guys. $7. This is bananas to me. This is crazy to me. Now look, I'm a California born, California bred, California grown woman, okay? Everything California, and specifically to zero it in, I'm a Bay Area girl. I'm from the Bay. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, shout out to the Warriors. You guys, y'all let me down a little bit with the first game in this playoff. I ain't gonna lie, I had to watch a comedy after the game was over because I was steaming a little bit. But I believe in you guys. I know you guys got it in you, and I'm hoping that you guys knock this out and bring home a championship to the Bay. Side note, you guys. But before I had left the Bay Area, the gas prices were expensive to me, to us. I think it was like around 460. And we were saying, gosh, they're not gonna stop till the gas gets up to 5 and blah 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 and everything. It's expensive. So when we relocated and moved out to Texas, I felt like I had stepped back in time, you guys. I seriously thought I had stepped back in time. Like, I felt like I had stepped back in time because the gas prices were $2.50, 2.49, 2.51, right around that range. That's what the gas was. I could believe that because it had been decades since I had remembered seeing a gas station with that price up on the thing. But that was the norm out here when we first came, and we haven't been out here this long. We came out here 6 months ago, you guys. 6 months. Okay, so now with everything that's going on, the gas prices have went up to now the prices out here are the prices they were when we left California, and the people out here are losing their mind over how much it was. I was in the grocery store the other day, and there was a lady that came up and started speaking to me, and she was telling me about how she couldn't even afford to go to work anymore because the gas prices. Trying to get to work is basically she was spending all her money just to get to work on gas. And she wasn't having any money for anything else, which is crazy, right? But to see the Sierra video and to see the gas prices was up to almost $7, it's like, are y'all serious? For real? It ain't nothing that can be done. This is crazy, you guys. Crazy. And my family back home had told me the gas was almost up to $7 and everything. And now I'm thinking to myself, my family, they can exaggerate. So I'm like, oh, it can't be that bad. But it is, y'all. It is. So you guys, I know you pray for your life. You pray for the people that you love and everything, as we should, and please continue to do so. But y'all also pray over this situation. And it's not just about gas. And I know it sounds crazy me saying, oh, pray over the gas situation. But I'm saying pray over the gas situation because that ultimately affects the household income. You have to have gas to get places. Most anywhere you go, you got to be able to get there. And a lot of times you got to get there with some type of vehicle. Even if you're taking a bus, the bus prices will probably go up because they have to pay for the gasoline. They have to recoup the cost that they are paying on the higher prices of gas. You know, you order something on online and everything, you're gonna pay a higher price because they gotta pay for the drivers and everything. So it is something that's big. So y'all pray over that, y'all. Okay. So now I've been talking y'all ear off for a while. Let me get to the topic of the day, and then I'm gonna close this out and let y'all be on y'all way. Okay. Topic of the day. Let me or allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Lady Latrice, otherwise known by Treese, otherwise known by Evolution, otherwise known as uh, Latrice, right? Um, Hopefully, God willing, I also want to have the title of evangelist as well. You guys, I'm speaking that because that is what I want to be so. Okay. Um, my dream is to one day be able to speak, for people to have me come to their churches or come to their events and speak God's word. That is a dream of mine, you guys. So as I speak it, God, if it's your will, let it be so. But let me tell you guys how this started for me. Okay. Firstly, let me tell you guys who I am. I am a woman of Christ, a woman of God. I have 6 children, and children makes it sound like they're all young. I have parented 6 children. I have one son that is an adult. I have, like I said, I had him when I was 19. And then I have another son that is a teenager, and every bit of that definition he is. But he's an awesome kid. He really is. Highly intelligent, and just the biggest prankster. Okay. I have, out of all of my 6 children, I have one little girl, and that is my middle child. I call her Goo. So Goo is, she just had a birthday, and she is 7, and she reminds me so much of me. Not just saying that she looked dead on me, because you could definitely tell I'm her mom. She looks more like me when I was younger than she does now, but her spirit is sunshine, and that's what I call her. Her spirit is just sunshine. She's so sweet. Um, then I have another son, and I call him Duda. Duda is 5, and Duda is hyper intelligent. He soaks up knowledge. He absolutely loves it. Um, and he's eccentric. He dances to his own rhythm, and he's the sweetest little boy. Okay. Then I have Judah, which I told you guys about earlier in this episode, which I call actually I call him, and I call my youngest son Sour Patch Kids. Because one minute they are being super sweet, loving on you, giving you kisses, and oh, what can I do? And mommy, I love you, and everything. And then next thing you know, they are just in the stuff. And they think it's so funny, and it is funny. I mean, you see, I'm smiling as I say this, but um, yeah. So um, I have Judah, and then lastly, I have my son um, Cross. Cross is 1. Okay. So I call him Cross. Oh, goodness gracious. God, thank you. God is giving me testimony on top of testimony on top of testimony. But I call Cross because just like Jesus went to the cross for us and saved us, Cross did that in a lot of ways for me. God used him to be able to bless me, because I thought that I was going to, if it had not been for Cross and going through what I went through with surrounding his birth, I may not be here today, And God said, let me send Cross, because Cross was not expected. Do you understand me? Cross was, hey, I'm here. Cross was a surprise, okay? But Cross, I can't, I, you don't know what you're missing until you have it. I didn't miss him when I didn't have him. Wasn't longing to have any more children. Obviously, I had 5 children before him, but now that he's here, could not imagine him not being here. You know. Um. So yeah. So that's me. I got 6 children, or I, 6 children, and then I have my husband. We've been together. We've been together almost 10 years. Excuse me, you guys. We've been together almost 10 years. That road been rocky as crap, but it's been a beautiful journey with him. Would not have wanted to travel that bumpy road with anybody other than him. He is such a good encourager, such a good support system to my dreams and aspirations. He's a really good father, and he is my best friend. Okay, so you guys, what started me on this road was, how do I want to start this? So, you guys, I'm at work, okay, and I was noticing that a lot of times on my lunch break, I would have me and my friends. We had a mail, a post office, and a taco restaurant right behind our job. So whenever it was a break or a lunch or something like that, if it was lunch, usually we would just go around the corner and get an enchilada. They had the best. They had these crab enchiladas that was just like amazing to me. So that's the only thing I would get when I was there. But we would go around the corner and do that, or I would walk, on the breaks. I would walk around the corner to the post office with my friend, let her handle her business and stuff like that. Well, one day I was on my way with her. I was walking with my friend. We were heading to the post office. I had got, thank God, had got very close to one of the benches and my leg just collapsed. Do you hear me, you guys? My leg collapsed. I could not walk. I felt this, I'm walking, I felt this numbness come over my right leg, and it's like quicksand. It just drugged me down. I lost all mobility in that leg. Thank God, like I said, God, even in the midst of that, God provided, because like I said, we were right next to a bus stop bench where my leg gave out and I just collapsed down onto that bench. I had no clue what the heck was going on, but I knew that was not normal. I knew that was not normal. That had never happened to me before. I had also noticed that, you know, I had been feeling like tingling and things of that nature in my hands and everything, but I had not dealt with anything along that line before. It took a while for my leg to be able to get to a place where I could actually walk, so I was late going back to work that day. When so obviously I went to the doctor when I found out, what was going on, and I explained it to him. They ran multiple tests on me. They were telling me to prepare, that it was a strong chance that they believed, given the symptoms that I was having and what was going on with me, they believed that I may have brain cancer, you guys. Brain cancer. No one wants to hear that as even a possibility. You understand me? But I understood they wanted to prepare me for the just in case. I'm saying this to somebody who may be going through something right now. The just in case is not a definitive. So if someone is giving you a just in case scenario, pray it away, rebuke it, because that doesn't mean that it's definitive, okay? There's a lot of truth in what you choose to believe, okay? So don't give light to lies, okay? But in that moment, um, when that happened, I had 2 of my children. I had my oldest son, and this was back in 2010. So I had my 2 year old. Well, he was turning 2. So I had my 2 year old and my oldest son at the time. Had not been blessed with my other children yet, and I am freaking out. I'm crying because the first thing I'm thinking of is who's going to take care of my babies. My two children, their father not in the picture. Okay, exited stage left, never came right. You understand? So it was me. I did have a support system of my sister, my brother at the time, rest in peace, Tico, and my mother. But as far as like the day to day being there, helping to, it was me. You understand what I'm saying? So the first thing I thought of was my children having to experience that type of pain of not having me around. Um, so fast forward to I had to get some testing done to determine exactly what was going on with me. And my friend at the time, she came with me. She sat down, but when it came down, when it came down to them actually pulling me in the room and putting me on the hospital table chair. I mean, excuse me, the hospital bed. She had to be removed because it wasn't enough space for her. So I was in there alone, just me and the doctors. And they told me to lay down on my stomach, and I did. And while I'm laying there, I'm so scared. I was so scared, you guys. I was scared. I was emotional. I was crying because in my head, I could not stop seeing what could be. I could not stop seeing them telling me that the could be was a reality, and what would happen as a result of that, the trickle down effect of that. So I was freaking out. I was just really upset. I was trying to keep it cool, but I was upset. So I'm laying on the bed, and here is where God stepped in. Okay, I'm laying there, and they began to start poking me with needles in my back. Okay. And I know that I can't remember the name of that procedure right now, but they were poking me with multiple needles in my back and telling me be very still, don't move while we do this. It's very important that you don't. You imagine someone putting a bed of needles in your back and you not moving, right? So I'm laying there and I close my eyes and I started out praying. And then all of a sudden it's like it's hard to explain to you guys in a way where you would get the full picture, but at some point it's like all the noise, all the doctors, the sound of the doctors, the sound of everything just went silent in the room for me. Of course, they could hear everything. Now, just to make clarify for you guys, no, I had not lost my hearing. This was a spiritual thing. I had not lost my hearing. God had totally silenced everything around me and had me zone completely into Him in that moment. And all I heard was, oh, goodness, I don't want to get emotional while I talk about this, you guys. But as I'm doing it, I'm hearing Him say that He's with me. I'm hearing Him tell me that it's going to be okay. I'm hearing Him tell me to, to be calm, and then literally as I'm laying there, I have my hands back while they're doing it with me, and while they're doing the procedure on me, and I literally, the real definition of literally, I literally felt like someone did this with my hand, and I felt that as though my friend was still in the room with me, but she wasn't. I felt that the entire time. Oh, I felt that the entire time while I was in there. And this peace came over me. I stopped feeling scared. I stopped feeling the pain of the needles. I stopped feeling everything. It was just this total serenity and peace that came over my spirit. And then I saw just as clear. Now let me backstory this and just let you guys know. At the time, I've always known of God. I was raised in a household of people who knew of God. And my mother, strong believer and lover of God. I never really had my own personal relationship with God. I would pray to Him, but I never took the time to develop a relationship with Him, you guys, right? I went to church when I was a little girl. As an adult, I was into my own life. I did not really attend church and everything. So I didn't know anything about the scriptures or anything like that. And even still now, I'm very close with God now. However, if you say, oh, okay, what does Ephesians 1 say? I couldn't tell you. My memory, my ability to remember things is very difficult. It ain't that easy. So for me, like I said, so I had to let you guys know that while my eyes are closed and I'm communing with God and everything, I see in my mind's eye this. I very clearly see Revelation 2:10. Revelation 2:10. And I was like, God, what does that mean? I really did. I was like, what does this mean? I don't know what this means. And I went through the procedure. They told me, okay, it'll be some time before they could get the result to me, follow up with your doctor, blah, 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 whatever. It's a chance that, like I said, you may have brain cancer. So just be prepared. So I go home and I used to sleep with the Bible up under my bed pillow every night because I just wanted to rest in Him. And that's the ironic part, is that I slept with the Bible up under my pillow every night, but I didn't read it. Okay, so that's ironic, but that's my truth. Okay, so anyway, I bust into the house. I go in, I get the Bible, and I look up Revelation 2:10. Let me tell you guys what it says, you guys. Revelations 2:10 says, "Do not fear any of those things which you are about to suffer. Indeed, the devil is about to throw some of you into prison." He's about to throw you into something. You're about to go through something, you guys, is what it's saying. You are about to go through something, okay? And you're going to be tested. You're going to go through some things that's going to test you in ways you ain't never been tested before, which is exactly what I was going through. Never been tested on that level. I was going through some stuff, right? You are about to go through some things that will have you tested, and you will have tribulations 10 days. Be faithful. You will not die. I'm sorry, you guys. It ain't no glitch. I had to pause to let that sink in. You will not die. Here it is. The doctors and the practitioners are telling me to prepare myself because they believe that I have brain cancer. Prepare myself basically to exit out. And God gives me in my mind's eye Revelations 2:10. I had no clue what it was. And the main thing it says on there is you will not die. Right? You about to go through some stuff. You're going to go through some ish, which I did. But you're not going to die. I got you. So when I came through it, the end result was, no, I did not have brain cancer. Thank you, Jesus. No, I did not have brain cancer. But what I did have was multiple sclerosis. So that is my diagnosis. I have multiple sclerosis. So I have good days. I have bad days. It's a difficult disease. It's frustrating because a lot of times people do not, they look at you and they don't think that there's anything wrong with you, which is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing too, because the lack of understanding leads to a lack of empathy. So it's like, oh yeah, you could go through that. You just being lazy. No, I'm not being lazy. Today is a difficult day for me. Today is a very difficult day for me, but to look at me, you can't tell. It's not like I have like I got a bleeding limb where oh yeah, she's all bad. To me, so to look at me, you think that, okay, I could just be blowing smoke, but it's not. It's a very difficult diagnosis to have to deal with. I'm thankful that mine's is the lesser of the two evils. Mine's is not as extreme as what a lot of people have to go through. I pray for anybody who is currently going through it, but it is difficult. I still struggle, like I said, with my day to day, but I still have use of my legs and my hands and everything like that. And I'm still able to live and do for my family and do for my children. But as a result of it, like I said, coming to the knowledge that I came to and going through what I went through, when God gave me that experience with Him, which was on a whole nother level than what I ever experienced, um, I got that was my diagnosis. I got diagnosed 12 years ago. Yeah, 12 years ago. When I got diagnosed, I started to, my sister kept telling me about this church. I wasn't interested in going. I'm being straight with you. God had told me just go. And the reason why I wasn't interested is that I felt some guilt. My life was not a walking example of Christ. You understand? I just did not feel like I was worthy to be in his place. Now I wasn't doing nothing crazy. I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea about me. I wasn't out there just like running or whatever. But I just didn't feel like I was worthy of his time and his his place, his home church of a church home. But she kept telling me to come. I came. I sat down for like maybe about 20 minutes. I felt like I just wanted to get up and go because I didn't feel comfortable, because I did not feel it's like, a lot of people have the thought that, oh, okay, you have to be perfect in order to go to church. Well, that's the total opposite. You don't go to church to be perfect. You go to church to heal. God is of healing. God himself is perfect, but he knows that his children, none of us are. So it's a community of coming together and understanding that we're all in brokenness, but Christ can heal. But I was in a place of, oh, I got to be perfect, in a place of perfection before I can come. I was there for like 20 minutes. I was about to get up and leave. And I just heard again in my spirit, just sit. Even if you don't feel like the spirit is hitting you, you don't feel like you're receiving nothing, do not leave, just sit. And I listened, I obeyed, I did it. And after that, I just kept coming and I just kept coming. And then next thing you know, I joined. And the ball snowballed from there. So now here it is, fast forward 12 years later. I've always believed in Christ. I've always believed in God. I always knew that he was good, but I did not know how good he was for myself. I had heard about my mom's journeys and my sister's journeys and everything like that, but I had not experienced him personally for myself. And when you experience God for yourself, it's on a level of highness that you can never, ever fully explain to anybody who has not experienced him. And it doesn't take a lot. I mean, for me, sometimes God does have to take you through some heavy loads in order to get you to pay attention to who he is and learn who he is. But it doesn't always take that. Sometimes it could just be you choose. He wants us to choose him. So if you choose him and you start, looking for yourself, it's just the world just opens up. The knowledge opens up. It's like the Bible is almost like a book of, well, it is, in my opinion, it's our earthly book of life. It literally will walk you. I was telling my son this the other day. You get into the word, and honestly, you could read really one verse, but I'm gonna say you could read one chapter, and it could be telling you something that you could take at face value. But in that one chapter, it is so many different ways in which it could apply to many different walks and scenarios and situations that you are moving through in life. And we got 66 books in the Word. Do you know how many life walks you can get in 66 books? That book, if anybody ever wonders if God is real or if the Word is real, tell me any other book that you could read. You could sit down, well, for me, I don't drink, but get a nice wine and some popcorn or something, and read the book from cover to cover, which will be very hard because it's extensive. But I'm saying, you power through it. You read from cover to cover. Tell me any book you read from cover to cover that's going, self-help books, whatever, that's going to cover every aspect of your life, any scenario, good, bad, whatever that you're going to walk through in this life's journey that will be able to apply to your journey and help you through that journey. There's no other book. There's no other book but the Bible, but God's word is so beautiful. Just to let you guys know, the best way for you to just, start day to day with communicating with him. It ain't got to be, oh, Father, you art thou, thy, the best. No, no, no. Just like you talk to your friends, he is your friend. God is your ultimate friend. Do you understand me? Because when other friends like to stab in the back or talk dirty or piss you off or hurt you or fall to the wayside, God does not. We may lose connection with him, but it's not because he lost connection with us. You understand? So just start talking to him like he your homie, like he your friend, because he is, with respect. You understand? Uh, because it's gonna be some situations that you go through that pisses you off and everything, and you may want to get at him a little sideways and everything, but uh, just remember that he created all things and he will bring you through all things. So, blasphemous. Let's not go down that route. You understand? But that's just a little tidbit on what brought me to my come to Jesus moment. I hope that it blessed you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this message as I was giving it to you guys. And please please share, and let's continue going on this journey called life. Okay, you guys. I hope you guys having a blessed day. I hope you guys bless others. Don't let this day just be a blessing to you, but be a blessing to others as you walk through this day. And you guys just remember this as you walk through this day. Don't go with the masses, you guys. Go with God. This has been Lady Latrice, and I will see you guys next time. All right. Bye, you guys.